clearly, because look, he clearly, let's see what he says. He says, the commentators and the etymologists disagree regarding the words of Allah. Allah and his angels pray blessings on the Prophet, about whether the word pray refers to both Allah and the angels or not. Some of them allow it to refer to both, while others forbid this because of the idea of partnership. They make the pronoun refer to the angels alone and understand the ayat as Allah prays and his angel pray. Now this is someone who lived 1,000 years ago. He's a linguistic expert, he's Arabic, he's a big scholar. You can do your research, but what I'm trying to say to you is this. What I'm trying to say to this is, he didn't hear David Woods bring this up on Muhammad hijab. So this has been an issue from 1,000 years ago. So I'm asking you, if Muslims have, if people have always believed this word to be a blessing, why would he write 1,000? Why would he write 1,000 years ago that there's a disagreement between the etymologists who understand the linguistics of the word and the commentators?
I don't know what etymology is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Do your research, because what you're hearing one side of the information, but then they don't want to understand. Because how can a Muslim scholar say the etymologists disagree? But then everyone seems to know that they understand. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You don't understand very much. So
it's good I don't understand very much.
You don't understand very much either. So that's what I'm saying to you. If the word has always been blessing, there would have never been a disagreement. But if their commentator, one of the big scholars, is talking about it,
I've got no idea.
Muhammad Hijab video again. I can't say it better than he did.
But can you respond to this?
But all he's doing is appealing to Shamsi.
Yeah.
Oh, Shamsi said, therefore.
So is Shamsi the scholar now?
Shamsi couldn't address this point either.
Muhammad Hijab finished it.
Finish what?
About this whole debate about this word.
What did Muhammad Hijab say about prayer?
He's the one who started it. He said Allah prays.
What did Muhammad Hijab say about prayer?
He said Muhammad Hijab's the one who started. He said Allah prays for the Prophet.
For the Prophet.
To the Prophet.
Right. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? No. Do you agree with what Muhammad Hijab said about praying for the Prophet?
Because Muhammad Hijab said Allah prays for the Prophet.
Can we get an answer?
And he said, I have prepared this.
Right.
I knew you were going to ask you this question. I've done my preparation.
So he was actually prepared for the answer, and he still said that that Allah prays for Muhammad. Does any Muslim here agree that Muhammad prays for? So Allah prays for Muhammad. Does anyone agree with Muhammad Hijab? I'm hearing a lot of silence.
Exactly, silence. A minute ago,
silence is deadly.
Muhammad Hijab finished the thing. Now he's silent. You see, that's what I'm saying. These guys that only hear what they want to hear.
Don't hear what they want to say.
And then reject everything else.
Exactly. And this is the problem. You can't have a religion, a buffet Islam. Yes? You can't just choose what you want and then disregard the rest. Either you agree with what Allah and Muhammad says,
and you agree with him.
So we're asking you.
Smash it, and you throw him under the bus, which is what Muslims have done.
No one can. Majority of the Quran talking about.
Brother, please bring the interpretation.
Easy. No, they're not recording.
Yeah, guys, can you just don't look at the camera.
Hey, listen, I love the camera thing.
No, because it's filming. It's filming the conversation. Yeah, it's filming the conversation. Just be nice. Yeah, you can come in here.
Bring me the sauce.
So do you agree with Muhammad Hijab? A minute ago you said he smashed it. Now you're not replying.
No.
This silence. Talking about the praise of Allah, praise Muhammad says you are the best.
Because if you don't agree with Muhammad Hijab, that means that Muhammad Hijab took the L.
Praise, praise, blessings.
That's what
not pray as in pray.
Right. So, do you agree that Allah prays for Muhammad? That's what Muhammad Hijab says. Do you agree with what he said? Because right now,
Muhammad Hijab in the debate, he said Allah doesn't pray to, he prays for. Do you agree with Muhammad Hijab?
You don't agree with Muhammad.
So Muhammad says, therefore, he's disqualified from the debate for saying something that Muslims don't agree with.
So okay.
That's what he means.
Let's read. You can't say Allah prays.
The whole Quran prays Muhammad.
Guys, calm down. that. We don't want anyone to arrest. We don't want anyone to be arrested.
Why are you pushing him?
Guys, we don't want anyone to be arrested.
Relax.
Hey, yeah, bring out your camcorder. Bring out your camcorder.
So he said,
No, he said praise. He said the word praise.
We don't want anyone arrested today. Yeah? We want to go home. Yes.
David Wood.
He said
Everyone's got cameras here.
David Wood asked him the question, who does Allah praise to?
P-R-A-I-S-E.
That's what David Wood started the debate with.
Praise. Not praise.
That's not what David Wood said.
I'm saying to you right now, it means praise.
Everyone's on public on their
Okay, let's look at what the scholar said.
David Wood
Are you all right? Are you
David
all
Wood
right?
asked a question.
Yes.
He said to Muhammad Hijab, who does Allah pray to? And then Muhammad Hijab responded. He said, I've been prepared for this. I knew you were going to ask me this question. That's why the translators put, he prays.
Okay, four. Okay, you know what we do, Paperboy? Let's look at Artemidi, yeah? And let's look at what they are.
Not allowed in the record.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And if you're
Right, so guys, we don't want you guys to be arrested today. We want you to go home safely. So, I'm saying we don't want you both arrested today, yes? So please behave yourself, yes?
You're on camera.
Right? Don't be arrested today, yes? Okay, you want to go home to your families. Okay, I'm saying you'll be arrested by the police today. Do you get that? I'm telling you what will happen. Yes? So do not be arrested. Don't be arrested today. We told you. Okay, all right. So we're here to debate and discuss. If you're not here, if you're here to say for violence, take it somewhere else. We're not here for violence. Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. Shouting not violence. Shouting not violence. Okay.
See, no one wants to listen.
Guys, listen. One person at a time. One person at a time.
He's going to try it now.
Shamsi knew about him when I brought his name up.
Do you know about him? Do you know about him? What do you know about him? What do you know about him?
Let's look at what Artemidi says. Forget about them guys, man. Let's look at Artemidi. Okay, let's read this. Abu Umar reported that the messenger of Allah said, Allah and his angels and the people of heavens and the earth, even the ants, even their rocks, and the fish.
You know what?
Pray for.
Let me even finish that
pray
one.
for.
You don't even need
Okay.
Pray for what? Pray for what?
This is a scholar.
Wait, pray for what?
Wait. For Muhammad.
Pray for blessings on those who teach people good.
Is that bad?
What?
This is
Do you understand what he's saying?
What are you saying? What are you saying? Allah prays for who?
Allah
Oh,
praise.
right, he says blessings.
Listen.
Right, it says blessings, yes.
Yeah, but
But
you
I-
say this every week though.
Right, but I'm saying to you that Allah is praying.
But
What
you
do you?
said-
Okay, hold on.
I've got more definitions.
Hold on. Let me do this.
Wait, I've got a better hadith.
I'm gonna let him do with it. But I'm saying to you, why is Allah praying? Why is Allah praying? That's the question we're
This is
asking.
from Ibn Hisham, yeah?
Yes.
He's a very respected scholar. And he says, this is a hadith. He says, Muhammad said, "O Gabriel, does your Lord pray?" He said, "Yes." That's the end of it.
Simple. Finito.
That's it.
Kalas.
Where did you get this from?
Ibn Hisham.
Wait, show me.
He's got a book called Al-Sirah Al-Habiyah.
Yeah, show
so
me.
this is just a screenshot from
Yeah,
it.
show me where you get the screenshot.
What language did
Yeah, I
he
haven't
see
got
this
the.
in?
It's like a book. So basically,
Language
what
did he
book?
see it in though?
Have you read the whole book?
I've taken what I've needed to
Why?
take. Because to show
fits your- it fits
people,
your
I'm
agenda.
saying, look, I'm
It fits your
saying
agenda.
you can go.
But what are you
The question is,
insinuating?
no, the
What-
question.
what-
Let's
what
talk
are you
about what we're
insinuating?
insinuating.
Okay, wait.
What
We
are you
want to
insinuating?
know
Do you want me to
why
answer?
it is.
Wait.
Who is
me to
Allah?
answer?
Why is Allah praying?
Okay.
That's the question we're asking you.
Now,
Why is Allah? You're laughing.
I always
Why
bring
is Allah
sources
praying?
for people?
No, your name.
No, why is Allah praying?
Wait.
I know you too.
I always bring
No, but why is
sources
Allah praying?
for
Let me-
people.
What are you trying to insinuate?
Okay, I'm now.
Are you trying to
Do you want me
say?
to, do you want me to
that?
make my point?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, first of all, I always bring my sources so people can research it themselves. They don't need to believe what I'm saying. That's why I'll give a name. Ibn Hisham. And
But what are
obviously,
you trying to insinuate?
Yes, so I'm trying to insinuate when Allah prays, we understand that this is not a language
you think
consistent
that's
with a
good?
divine
that's
being. I believe in Muhammad's mendacity.
Do you believe that God
Just
Allah
let him finish what you're saying, then you
ego.
come
you
back.
think it's good though?
Is what good?
God praying to himself.
God, a Unitarian God can't pray to
Yeah,
himself.
it's simple, yeah. So Allah.
So what are you trying to
No,
insinuate?
brother, do it simple,
Muhammad
brother.
and Allah, because
Muhammad and Allah is the same
So
person.
just be clear,
if we look
be
at the
straight to the
verse,
point.
the verse is placing Muhammad on the same level as God. Why? Because he says to the believers, the angels even pray for me. God even prays for me. So you lot should pray for me. So therefore, he's raising himself to such a level. He's saying these people pray for me, so the believers need to pray for me. So
Right.
therefore, from that verse, we clearly see Muhammad, who was a false prophet, is trying to elevate himself
Why
to
would you
such
say
a high
he's a
state.
false prophet?
Because I don't believe in him.
Yeah.
Why would you say
And false prophets do not tell you to pray for them. Do you understand that?
Hold on.
But you get that bit,
Hold
though?
on, one second.
You get that bit? What's your name? What's your name, brother?
My name's Shug.
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 Okay, Shug.
Okay.
Right, wait, hold
So,
on.
so do you get the point? So,
Okay, the first
can I just ask you one question
on, you
before you
say
go
this every
on?
week.
One question before you
You
go
know you say this every
on. Why
week.
is Allah praying?
Did you get your answer last week?
Why is Allah praying?
Did you get your answer last week?
No, we've never had an answer.
You never had an answer.
I've never spoken to you
I'm
before.
watching you every week, brother. And you
So,
got your answer
okay,
every
it's very
week.
simple. It's very simple.
get your answer every
All you
week.
have to do is repeat the answer.
Because I'm asking you, who
it's
did
very
Muhammad
simple.
see in the cave?
Right, go ahead. Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I watch your arguments all the time. I watch your arguments all the time. Right?
Yes.
And you lot always say that that when Allah is saying, when He's sending His blessings, He's saying it's prayer, right?
Yeah.
And when the brothers are coming and they're saying that it's different, it's different for a different context. Why don't we get that?
Because, well, first of all,
Or is it because you don't believe it?
it's all of the above. Now, because let me
choosing not to believe
Let me
it?
respond because now
You're choosing not to believe it,
No,
innit?
because this is the thing. They read the Quran and then they notice Allah said He prayed. So who was it? Who was it who decided it meant blessing? First of all,
Yes. Good question.
What do you mean?
because
you
before
decided?
the Quran, it never meant blessing or mercy. It's only
How do
when
you
they
know?
because they say in the context of Allah.
No,
it's a
but
blessing. So
how do you know before though? 'Cause
No one's brought evidence.
so no one never believed in God before.
I'm saying they never said Allah.
So no one ever
They
believed
never
in God
said
before. Yes or
they
no?
believed in God, but they never said God
How you
prayed.
know?
Bring me the evidence.
No, but how do you know? though?
Brother.
Because we look at the evidence
It's very
of
simple.
what the
It's
word
very simple.
salah
It's very
means.
simple. My friend.
That
So are you
word is
listening?
salah,
Shugs.
which is the
Shugs.
salah.
It's a very simple question. Hold on.
Salah. Allah does salah.
doesn't say
You sali. It says you salah.
Okay,
Sally.
why are you
Right, so-
why are you changing it then?
No, salah.
Guys,
What's salah?
guys, let's get to the point. Hold on.
And what's you
Shugs.
And what's you sali?
Shugs.
Pray.
Huh?
Shugs.
Just pray. Just
Right.
pray.
Pray.
Just pray. though.
Right.
Just pray.
Right.
Just
Not
pray.
praise.
Is it just pray?
It's pray.
Is it just pray though?
It's pray.
Guys,
Is
we
it
don't
just
want to
pray?
like just go in a circle.
Perhaps
you look Muslim, though. Why are you moving like that?
Muslims changed the word to blessing.
Why
But you have
though?
a word called barakah, which is blessing, and you have a word called rahmah, which is also mercy.
Right.
So Allah had a whole variety of vocabulary to choose from, but somehow He chose the word prayer to mean blessing.
What? Sali.
Right. That's a
You
good
sali. I can read Arabic.
And I'll show you
Sali or
what
you sali?
you sali. They're both.
So should we just read it just to know what we're talking
One
about?
is
Yes.
praying for,
Let's
one's
read
praying
it.
to.
Let's read it and we'll talk about. We know what we're talking about. Okay.
Let me show you.
So we're gonna read 3 verses. Yes. Okay. So it says, "He it is who prays Yusali for you and His angels to bring you forth out of the darkness into the light. For He is merciful to believe." Hey, Shugs, don't run.
This is what I
Okay.
showed Shamsi last week.
Hold on, let me just read the verses and then
Where is
you can break it.
Shamsi?
Say.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Now Shamsi's running somewhere.
No,
Hey,
Shamsi's
don't run. Shugs, don't run. Shugs. You see what? This is what happens. Yes. He was there to. Okay. Anyway, let's continue what we're saying. So we're reading the Quran. The Quran says, "He it is who prays Yusali for you and His angels to bring you forth out of darkness into the light. For He is merciful to the believers." That's Surah 33, Ayah 43. And we read again. "Verily, God and His angels pray, Yusaluna for the Prophet. O ye who believe, pray for him and salute him with salutations." Surah 33, Ayah 56. So the Quran explicitly states without a shadow of a doubt that Allah prays. Our question for the Muslims, including Imam Shamsi, is why is Allah praying?
Imam Roadrunner.
Imam Shamsi. See, Imam Shamsi is ignoring us again. We want to know why Allah is praying. They claim that they have a Unitarian God. They say that the only God is Allah. But yet, they pray directly to Muhammad. Yet they have Allah praying. So who is Allah praying to? Who is Allah praying to? No, who is Allah praying to? Don't change the subject. Who's Allah praying to? You see, they cannot tell us. Now they're gonna claim Tawhid. They're gonna start talking about oneness of God. They're gonna start saying Allah's one. But then yet directly Allah is praying. So who is He praying to? So is it
Listen.
So,
Who's making the claim here?
Okay, so can I ask you another question? Shugs,
I know you ask, but you ask
Shugs.
by making a claim.
No, he's trying to attack you. He's trying to attack you. Don't worry. Run Shamsi. Okay, so yeah. Leave us Shamsi. Leave the Imam Shamsi. Okay, so Shugs. Listen, don't let the deceiver deceive you. Don't let the deceiver. See, that's the deception of the Dawah team. That's the deception. He comes in.
Look at me.
Yes. So are you going to answer the question?
Last week, no.
Are you going to answer the question?
Don't answer the question. Last week, you.
Okay, let's conclude. Wait.
Okay.
So let's conclude.
Yeah.
So you start off and I'll summarize. Yeah.
Well, obviously, we see this word Yusali has been used multiple times. We even go to the classical scholars.
Yes.
And that's why Qadi Ayad, who lived over 1,000 years ago, was writing about it. So he didn't hear about it from Muhammad Hijab or David Woods. He knew this has been an issue from the very beginning. And that's why he talks about the etymologists and the commentators disagreeing. Because why would a scholar 1,000 years ago say there's a disagreement? Because if everyone knew it as blessing, then he wouldn't be writing about it 1,000 years ago. But he's obviously saying there's a disagreement because we know the root word is prayer, but then the commentators noticing this error in the Quran, they're trying to now fix it by changing the word to either barakah or mercy. But then even that, it still doesn't make sense, because when do you use mercy or when do you use blessing? They just seem to like it free will. Like,
and this is the problem with the Muslims again. They're always constantly trying to hide behind the Arabic. We know everywhere else in the Quran it will state it clearly as prayer, but then when it comes to this particular verse, they get a bit embarrassed. They get, they realize that hold on, how can Allah pray? And it messes with their theology, and so they're going to use words like mercy and use words like blessings. When again, when we go to the hadith, when we go to the tafsir, and when we go to the history and the background, we see that the word always means the same. So the question still stands. Again, why is it if they have a Unitarian God in Islam called Allah, why is it that he's praying? Who's he praying for? And we still haven't got an answer.
And even the
which
same
direction does he pray to? Does he pray 5 times a day?
The same scholar clearly said in the, he backs up what you said, because he says in the hadith the Prophet made a distinction between salah and blessing, and this is one of their big scholars. He's even got a university named after him. So this is not some small fry scholar.
That's right.
But they know it refutes Islam that Allah is praying, but then they've tried to cover it up.
That's right. Okay. Well, we're just going to summarize that. All I would say to our Muslim friends is there is one God, okay, and he's calling you, he's reaching out to you, and he's saying, come to know the true God of the world. He's not the Allah of the Quran, but he's the God of the Bible. His name is Jesus Christ, and I welcome you to know him and have a personal relationship with him. God bless.
How can you worship a man?